Hi, this is 2015 BMW 2 Series. After we remove the factory radio and the screen, and this is the video show you we add the harness for the Android screen and we connect the Android screen to the vehicle. So on this video we will show you the T harness from the Android screen. This one is fully locked in. By the angle you can see, knock the halfway, this is the all the way go in. And there's one extra connector for the iDrive controller. You don't need to use it. This is usually for the car without iDrive controller and you want to add aftermarket iDrive controller. So if you have original iDrive controller, you don't need to use this cable. And obviously the other end 3mm square connector to the original square connector that you unplug from the factory radio. This is the side to show you is fully locked in all the way. And also you have the aux jack. Some of the vehicle require to run the aux cable, but this vehicle you don't. So what you need to do is just unplug it and leave it empty. If you can, tape it up. So this aux cable, you don't need to use it on this vehicle. So always first check it before you close everything. And the wire that we run is from the side, because this plastic is for the factory radio locked in. You can see the rail. So from the right hand side all the way to the top here, and we run it on top and goes to the back of the Android screen. If you're willing to add a backup camera, this is the RCA cable from the back to the front that we run, and on the orange wire, this is the one come with the video cable for the backup camera. So you will need to connect to the red wire camera 12 volt from the Android power harness and connect to the rear cam RCA from the Android power harness. Leave the other RCA empty, you don't need to use it. And for the purple one, this is the trigger, so you don't need to use it, and tape it up, insulated. And to the back of the Android screen, as you can see, there's one GPS antenna, 4G antenna, LVDS cable, one connector for the USB cable, come with the Android screen, and the other is the power plug. Make sure the power plug is plugged into the back of the Android screen before you test the unit. So right now we have the vehicle on ignitions. And also regarding the black box, if you have facing to some audio issue, you will need to double check the connector inside the black box is fully plugged in or not. You also can remove the black box and use the jumper plug to plug in instead of the black box to check the audio. This is to filter the noise, not a fuse box. So with all the wire, later on you will need to adjust a little bit. So right now we go on ignition, no need to start the car. If you want to check the backup camera, then you will need to start the car. So first page we get is the BMW menu. So this is the first one. We need to make sure that you can see the original BMW system on the Android screen. By press and hold the menu buttons to switch from the Android to BMW systems. So press and hold the menu button beside the iDrive for 3 to 5 seconds. Then you can switch back and forth from the Android to the BMW, from the BMW to the Android. This is the fast way to do it without touching the screen. So regarding the resolution setup, we will need to press and hold and check it out. So this is the full screen to show the 6.5 inch on NBT connections. If the resolution is not correct, then we need to go to the setting of the Android system and we go to factory. The code is 1970. After you enter, Then you will need to go to the car display, select the NBT half screen. If you have original 8.8, then you select 8.8. If you have 6.5, then select 6.5. Then you have selection for half screen and full screen. And also the CAN protocol do not change anything. So we already preset on the unit originally that from your order. If it's NBT, we select NBT. If it's CIC, we select CIC. Make sure that don't change it, otherwise you will get a different error code show on the cluster, the factory cluster. Okay, so this is the one. So once you select the resolution, it will show on half screen or full screen. Make sure this one is showing. And then the next one will be the sound from the Android system. So you will need to go to the media, multimedia. You select external device, select aux. And here is important for the NBT versions. So on the NBT, you have selection on the volume for all aux volume setup. So usually customer leave it on 0 or 2 or 3 and saying the volume is too low. That's the reason why. So you will need to make sure the volume level at in between like 15 to 20. So as you can see, if we turn, 20 is maximum, 15 is in the middle, and you all the way go down to 0. So we all set in the middle like around 15. After that, we press and hold the menu button or touch the screen, switch to Android, and now we test the audio from the Android sound system. So this is the next one. We will show you that's how it works for the sound, to make sure you can hear the sound with the aux cable run to the factory aux jack or without the cable. So this is the way we need to test before you close everything. So right now the sound is perfect, and the next one we will need to check the backup camera. And also before we check the backup camera, we need to make sure the dashboard is working by turn on the vehicle. Before you turn on the vehicle, make sure everything is connected to the car, especially the climate control panel. Everything didn't disconnect from the car. Right now the car is starting. When you give a little bit gas, it will show the RPM. When you open the door, it shows door open. When you close it, it shows door closed. So this is the way to show the unit is communicate with the factory systems. And the next one will be the backup camera. Once you shift to reverse, if you adding factory backup camera or aftermarket backup camera, you will need to select this. So if this is the page to show the aftermarket camera. If you have factory backup camera on your vehicle, then you will need to go to the setting and go to systems, scroll down and go to camera selections and select OEM camera. Once you select OEM camera, the unit will shift back to the factory BMW system.